Last time on Shadow Piece, the Winter Solstice tournament has begun. All kinds of young and promising warriors have decided to take part in this event. Many have already been defeated, but to everyone's pleasure, there are still dozens of fighters left. We left off with a gigantic punch from Prince Loki, wiping out over 10 giant warriors. His arm instantly returns to its normal size, and cheering can be heard from the spectators' ranks. It has been years since they last saw Loki, and even longer since his last battle. Everybody expected the heir to the throne to have grown sluggish and weak, however he somehow has grown even more powerful. The only thing they were proven right in is that Loki has put on a lot of weight over the years. Now that he has shown his might, many of the other fighters changed their target to other giants. Loki, on the other hand, seems to be busy staring at the spectators. His gaze falls on the Strawhat Pirates, and the Shadow Emperor himself smiles at the prince. There's distance between the two of them, and with the tournament going on, the Elbaf prince should feel safe. And yet he experiences fear like he only did when his father was truly mad. It's just like death is seeping into his body. Averting his eyes from Maria, he returns to the battlefield. After his first show of power, nobody wants to approach him, and he doesn't feel like attacking somebody himself as well. He did grow a bit lazy. With the situation being like that, Loki just relaxes and starts gathering information on the battle prowess of the remaining participants. More than anyone else, Loki himself is aware that him having been locked up all these years has led to outdated knowledge about all of his peers. So this scenario offers him the perfect opportunity to refresh his data, especially on some fighters that have evolved by leaps and bounds since he was last out in the air. And there's also one participant he knows nothing about. The human named Sanji has piqued his interest. The air around him reminds Loki of a hurtful past. But then again, the blonde fighter is completely different from anyone he encountered during that event. He also wants to learn more information about Sanji's connection to the Strawhat Pirates. As with his intellect, it is easy to notice that they aren't exactly one group, even if they have spent some time together now. Another fighter that stands out is a giant using a very basic combat style. Powerful and rough punches bombarding the enemy. Just like a wild monster, the giant named Hyrule bulldozes through the people who oppose him. Come here, this is the power of the new giant warrior pirates! Like on a rampage, Hyrule smashes enemies left and right. His punches hold the same power as bombs, and the bodies of the other giants have to feel just that. They keep on coming. The captain of the pirate crew may have been born on Elbaf. However, because of all the time he spent sailing around the world, some of the giants actually see him and his crew members as outsiders. As he continues to send participants flying, Hyrule thinks to himself, "Become one of Prince Loki's personal guards? Who even needs that? This is my chance to prove everybody how strong I am, how strong our crew is." With over 20 giants defeated, Hyrule is starting to be a bit exhausted, but luckily enough the numbers on the arena are already thinning out. From the once 124 fighters, only around 30 remain, and many are running out of steam as well. 10 more and I can sleep well tonight. A loud slap can be heard from the arena when Hyrule claps his hands into his own face. Letting out a thunderous war cry, the Sin of Pride doesn't hesitate to use all of his power on fellow giants. It doesn't matter what gender they are, his fists are rated E for everyone. Big moves like the one he used on the Dragon Momonosuke and Wano are not made for a battle royale. If he focuses too much on a single opponent, he might reveal openings to other fighters, and he doesn't want that to happen. At the stage the tournament currently is, some smart warriors are already strategizing on how to allow weaker opponents to get to the top 8. For many, reaching the second day is already enough, as that will make them part of Loki's guards. The true brave warriors of Elbaf, however, just want to fight strong combatants, no matter if it is now or in one-on-one combat later down the line. Hyrule's fists are bleeding. Even covering them in haki is not enough when you have to battle dozens of enemies, but soon he will reach his goal of having defeated over 30 giants. Personally, he would have loved to kick out Sanji in this battle royale stage, but his hands are already full, and so are the legs of the cook and son-in-law of the Charlotte family. Sanji's leg is still burning brightly, and the sweat from his body instantly evaporates from the heat. Just like his giant rival, he has already collected a good amount of bodies behind him. The two pirates associated with the Strawhat Pirates have experienced a very similar scenario. Young and inexperienced giant warriors looked down on Sanji, both literally and figuratively speaking, and that resulted in a huge swarm of them attacking the cook as soon as the battle started. It took some time to get the message across that the human should not be underestimated. Like a cook preparing a delicious meal, Sanji softens the meat of his opponents before one clean, almost knife-like kick sends them out of the arena. Moria, Brook and Perona keep their focus mainly on the Charlotte Cook, and so far his fighting style is exactly the same as before the training session with Absalom. They all know that he still has some cards, or rather cooking utensils, up his sleeve, but they would like to know a bit more. When they want to ask Absalom about it, he just smiles and shrugs with his shoulders. Okay, keep your secrets, Dark Messiah. With the first stage of the tournament coming to an end, both the giant spectators and giant participants have learned what Sanji is capable of. In a short but calm moment, the young blonde man looks towards his teacher and the lion man gives him some sort of signal. While everybody has noticed Sanji's power, Absalom wants a bigger reaction. He is a bit of an attention hog after all. For a split second, he deactivates his flaming pudding technique and murmurs to himself, "You have saved me from a dark place. You are the light that makes the darkness disappear for me. This is for you, Azure Pudding Inferno." His leg starts to flicker. Red flames reappear. They flicker once again and turn orange. Sanji yells out loudly, "My love for you burns so hot that it's unusable in the kitchen." A burst of heat fills the arena and Sanji's legs get enveloped by white flames. "An innocent white is what you are, but I will go even further beyond. To give you everything. My heart is burning with the passion of thousand suns." With one last sappy one-liner, Sanji reaches his goal. The flame color on his leg changes one last time into a bright blue. Now additionally to the sweat from battling, everybody has to endure the incredible heat of Sanji's fire. But our lover doesn't stop here. Using his high speed, he dashes towards a giant that so far has shown an impressive level of combat. The giant sees Sanji sprinting towards him, and yet he can't react in time. The first kick sends him into the air. In a completely defenseless situation, kicks come in from every angle. There is no way to defend. Sanji acts like a meteor shower coming from all directions, ending it all with a shout. A top candidate knocked out, just like that, sent into the arms of the spectators, and as soon as Sanji drops on the ground, Odin starts speaking up. "Stop the fighting! There are only 8 of you remaining, and thus we have decided who will go on to the second day of the tournament." Sanji looks around. He sees the 2 expected faces, Loki and Hyrule. Both of them made it through the Battle Royale stage, but there are 5 more warriors he has yet to get to know. He's getting nervous. One unlucky draw when deciding the bracket and he will be out of the tournament. People who know Sanji fear the exact same thing. If fate wants it and he has to face a woman in the first round, things will be over. There is nothing he can do against that. All of you have earned the right to become a member of Prince Loki's personal warrior unit. It is an honor only you 8 will ever receive. Recover from today's battles and return here tomorrow for the next stage to determine who will become the strongest warrior of the next generation. With those words, Odin excites all of the arena, all of the spectators, and even the Strawhat Pirates are getting somewhat excited to see how well Sanji can perform. But now it's a bit of downtime coming up. What are they going to do before the next session of the tournament takes place? Well, that's up for you to find out in the next episode of Shadow Piece. That's all from me for today. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro out. Bye!